Coming up in this video.
Does that actually work?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is really nasty over here. It looks like they've been dumping oil into the ground. That's also mixed with broken glass.
Yeah.
Speared a tampon.
Well, it'll be nice to me today. I'm on the rag today. Oh God, don't pull it too hard. It's a non-crown. It's not even older.
Holy crap! Late 1860s Western whiskey.
Our noxious journey begins on an innocent-looking patch of ground at the site of where a city junkyard was established in the 1970s. 100 years before that, settlers of the Old West built their homes here. Thousands of years before that, Native Americans hunted and ate and slept on this same soil. And all of these people left some of their possessions behind, which still remain buried right here. But in the last 50 years, what poisonous substances were dumped into this earth that now stand in our way of retrieving these long dead people's artifacts? Let's find out.
BottleNed. We're on a brand new, fresh, open lot where a big recycling center used to be, but there was some houses here next to an old factory in the 19th century. They date back at least to the 1880s, so we're pretty excited about that. We're gonna see what we can find. Let's see if this is in the Altenhausen. Hold my phone and...
Yes, mein Fräulein.
Feels like it's in the Altenhausen. Oh, there's some dark ash on the tip. Speared a tampon.
Well, it'll be nice to me today. I'm on the rag today.
That's us out of the Altenhausen. We have dimensionalized it.
If you think you've probed a 19th century outhouse pit and want to dimensionalize it so you know exactly where to dig, keep probing away from the first place you felt the hole, 1 foot apart, until the soil feels virgin again. Do this in all 4 directions until you've pinpointed the square or rectangular shaped area where the privy is.
Freaking guy's been pacing. We've been pounding.
God, you're up on the pounder, Chuck.
Yeah. No more pacing, Chuck. Just help us dig. We've been pacing for like 2 hours. My God. There he goes, pacing off into the sunset. 2 holes going here. Ironically, the hard layer we were pounding through is actually just pure broken glass. Broken bottles. Bottle blocks by bottles. This is really nasty over here. It looks like they've been dumping oil into the ground. That's also mixed with broken glass.
Yeah.
It smells kind of like a mixture of like a sewage plant and a bunch of oil.
That's real petroleum smell.
Ugh. And it can't be good to inhale this dust that it's just like, it's actually just powderized glass. Dude, is that from the Cold War? Does that actually work?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I like the other one better.
What? I can't hear you.
I thought I like the other thingy better.
I like you better with that thing on.
Oh.
Digging through the apocalypse. That's what people are gonna look like when they're digging in the apocalypse.
Digging through the fossilized remains of humanity's past.
So deep, this toxic shit. What do you got over here?
Not even touching the toxic shit yet.
I think you don't have as much toxic over here. You just have the glass.
You gotta sing me a railroad song.
I've been digging in an outhouse. Oh, we have a Fallout Boy over here. Just joined the party.
James, you're Will Robinson.
You're really healthy inhaling all this. Wake up tomorrow morning, glass in your lungs. Freaking. Ugh. Digging through this bizarre cap almost reminds me of like digging through humanity's garbage 1,000 years from now after 2 nuclear wars. Oh, here's a Residence Inn hotel key card from Marriott from 1970. It's just weird. It's got a smell to it. It smells like it just got nuked. Yeah, this is kind of a trip. Walking through the apocalypse, walking through the cap. This is the worst cap I've ever seen. It's like the oil got in the ground, in the dirt, and just like made it into this like silly putty from hell. And this side's really hard. It's got like asphalt crap. Just, you know, oh, let's bury some asphalt, make it even harder. So I guess we're gonna go down where it's a little softer and then tunnel underneath this stuff and make it weaker so we can just smash it into the open hole. Sound like a plan, Chuck?
Yeah.
What?
That's ready.
Update. This is insane. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get one of these holes today, let alone 2. And Chuck disappeared. Yeah, I know one thing. If you want to make soil into the hardest thing in the world, just mix it with a bunch of tar and oil. I've never had a cap plug this tight before. I mean, it's bulletproof. It's like 3 feet of this. The digging bar bounces off of it. We are slowly, oh so very slowly, at Chuck speeds. Getting into a little bit of trash for this one hole. Indian love stone.
It does look like an Indian one.
God, it almost does, huh?
It really does. It's all squared off.
Whoa. It's an Indian sledgehammer.
It's a mono.
It might be a mono, huh? White people used to find Indian stuff and then collect it in the 1800s, and then someone else would maybe throw it into a privy later on. The person who didn't want it. That really looks like a grinding stone. Wow. Say that.
How did this ancient Native American artifact end up in a 19th century outhouse pit under a junkyard? Hundreds or even thousands of years ago, there was most likely a Native American village either on this site or very close to it. Manos and metates were tools used by Native Americans for food preparation, to grind nuts, cereals, and grains into a flour. This tool was shaped by hand for decades until it was broken or lost, eventually being picked up by a white person in the 19th century who saw it as an interesting shaped rock, or maybe even knew what it was, and brought it back to their house as a curio. Sometime later, for whatever reason, it ended up in the old privy pit. This could have been because the person died and their relative thought it was just garbage and threw it away. Or the person who found it got tired of looking at it and tossed it. On several occasions, I've actually found Native American artifacts in 19th century privies that were at one point picked up by curious pioneers in the Old West and later discarded like trash. And I know it's kind of lame, but for accuracy, I have to mention that while this thing was definitely altered by a human at some point in time, it's still just a damn rock, and it's hard to put a date on when a person rubbed a rock into a shape. So therefore, I can't say with 100% certainty that this wasn't just some 19th century mason stone used for smoothing out mortar and building facades or something boring along those lines. Let's just say that it's probably cooler than that, but if anyone has any more information or ideas about this artifact, tell me in the comments.
I got TC-itis. The Looks like a Hires root beer type of thing. Yeah. Turn of the century beer or a soda bottle.
DC rider, and I'm not satisfied.
Oh, that pit with the mono in it was freaking ABD. Ah, means it was dug by diggers. Shut the fuck up. It was dug by diggers a long time ago for bot. It was harvested already. That's completely fucked. This one has had a giant concrete post nailed down into it. I don't know why they'd put such a large industrial piece of shit right here, but that's there. And then there's a privy right here. Part of it was taken out, part of it's still intact. So we're gonna continue. Of course, we have to do the one thing that we don't want to do, is dig more of this shit cap out of here and expand the hole this way. Try to make some room to go down and get what's under there. So hopefully we're gonna have an undisturbed privy underneath this clusterfuck. And enough said. Update. Nearly dead of exhaustion. Finally down to some glass. Got the Pico coming in.
Pico and the man.
It's a broken cylinder of some kind.
Of what kind?
Of a Pacific Coast Glassworks kind.
Old enough.
Old enough to be this desperate. There's one more thing down here. Ugh. I'm so desperate I'll take a kick in the dick right now if you attach a bottle to it. Oh boy. You want to see what getting royally pounded looks like?
Burgermeister.
Getting a Burgermeister from 1970 in a hole that was dug by bottle diggers 50 years ago.
Rolled out the barrel and then they're stuck over a barrel.
Holy shit. Well, at least we didn't dose ourselves with cancer-causing tar and inhale bits of broken glass for the past 8 hours. Oh, wait.
I just think I was wearing that stupid mask.
All right, Chuck. It's time for a beer.
Believe it or not, bottle digging was a popular hobby in the West as far back as the 1950s. You're watching a video from the early 1960s of people digging for bottles in downtown Sacramento. This is right about the time when people first started probing for old privy pits, fashioning primitive soil probes out of whatever materials they could find, including old trunk springs.
Okay, so back to definitely the most interesting thing we found today. What do you think about this? This mono.
Yeah, I would say it's a mono. It's not really uniform because it's curves off here, That's where they would have been grinding it. These sides were just straight grinding. You're probably grinding on a flat rock. This is dozens and dozens of years of grinding on a grindstone.
What do you think they made with it?
Whatever grains were growing locally, they would have just broke those, ground those down into a mush, and they moved around a lot. They always left their tools at their camps.
Yeah.
And if they come back to their camps, all their tools are all there, and they just go right back to town again. So this could have been looks like it could have been used for 100 or 200 years. It's just so worn down. But to get that perfectly square, is really a lot of man hours or woman hours or whoever was using them. So that's the way it was back then.
Very cool. Stay in school. All right, having a much needed chelada beer.
Yeah, saludo.
Hey, Chuck, I just noticed something about you. Where the hell are your eyebrows?
They disappeared quite a while ago. They just vanished, Captain. But I think they moved to my back or something. They just bailed on me. That's what happens when you get older. Your hair starts migrating. You get migrating acne too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you'll get them at the weirdest places.
Paige, there's something to look forward to.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's just
I know what you're thinking. So far, this episode hasn't had enough of good bottle extraction. So I'm going to fix that right now. Here you go.
Bonus feature. Heavy Western bottle extractions.
so many plates back in there.
We got a ham slam. Digging a Western whiskey bottle, extracting. This is a surgical maneuver here.
There's windows on top of it and everything.
I know. You do not want to pull that or wiggle it at all because there are plates against it. If it's whole, chances are the top is broken off, but it's still incredible to find that much of a Western whiskey bottle intact. Just wow, it's just surrounded by broken ironstone china. So many plates buried around it. At the top could be pressed up against the plate. If you wiggle it, the top will chip up against the plate and it will just, it'll go. Wow, Western whiskey bottle. Even just to have part of it. Looks like an early 70s, 1870s Cutter whiskey bottle.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Fucking plates.
And if you loosen it too much and if the top is intact, it falls, the top goes up and then it could chip against something as it's falling. So you have to be mindful of that.
This is crazy.
You got the surgeon, like a surgeon, extracting bot for the very first time. Oh my God. Oh God, don't pull it too hard. Oh my God, what the fuck? Is it actually intact?
It's just what I thought it was.
Oh my God. Holy crap. Holy crap.
It's a non-crown.
It's a non-crown.
Even older.
It's not broken?
Nope.
That's incredible. Let me get a good shot of it. Oh, it's a Western whiskey. Oh. Wipe off the embossing a little bit.
I wasn't expecting it to be a non-crown. I figured it was
more.
a crown shoulder.
Wow. Jeez, Western whiskey from what age is that?
Oh, I am like 69 to 72 or something.
1869 to 1872.
Could have been put that in the back of the van.
Okay, yeah. Secure it away from the sunlight. Whoa!
Howdy, partner.
Well, howdy. I see you're drinking some Cutter Old Bourbon.
Oh, the original.
You are the original. And that hat, man, where'd you get that?
This is an old miner's hat that I dug up a while back. Yeah, I think it's
Of course, you dug it up.
beaver skin. So
Whoa.
it survived 150 years of being buried 12 feet down.
When does it date to?
This dates to the 1860s because nothing in that layer was newer than 1869.
Wow, dude.
It was folded up flat in a triangle like you would fold a flag when you're putting away the flag.
Look at that bot, man. Is that what we found? Oh my God. This bottle was the most popular brand of whiskey in the Old West. So your average miner or cowboy in the desert would have been most likely drinking this product, right?
Yep, J.H. Cutter was by far the most popular bourbon whiskey west of the Rockies, from Utah all the way to California, Nevada, Washington State, Oregon. This is the oldest Cutter out west that Hodling did, the first of the Hodlings. It's probably 1869. Some people think maybe in as early as 1867 and went to about 1871. Like it says on the bottle, AP Hodling Company sole agents. Anson Parsons Hodling, that's what the AP is. He was a sole agent for the Pacific Coast from about 1867 to about 1907. He became quite wealthy from that, and he had land all over the Bay Area. He had homes in other towns. His warehouse is still standing, believe it or not, on Jackson Street. It did not burn down.
In San Francisco.
In San Francisco, yeah. It
Wow.
didn't burn down in the 06 quake and fire, thanks to a heroic effort by local citizens and the firemen. They formed this just massive bucket brigade, and everything else around it burned except for his building, because his building had the warehouse full of the JH Cutter. And it became quite well known about that heroic effort. In fact, that a Berkeley poet a year later coined a little ditty about that. I don't remember exactly, but it goes something to the effect of, for God spanked the city for feeling frisky. He burned all the churches, but why did he save old A.P. Hodling's whiskey?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah, you wanna tell us how you discovered this bottle here?
Well, I was picking with your lucky tool here and just hit it with a pick. I felt like a bottle. Like a bottle I didn't break with the pick somehow. This looks like a really nice bottle, man. Probably has the top missing, you know.
Right.
It's really nice. But this is a Dickey Pioneer Chemist. Rare mold. This is a good one.
You can tell already from the base.
Yeah, the base gives it away. We're gonna remove the rocks. The rock block. Block your bot. Oh my God, I see a lip. Oh, God.
Oh shit.
This is early 1870s Western complexion face whitener bottle.
And
Oh, Dickie! Oh.
no way.
Wipe it off without wiping it too much. Well, hold on. I'll wipe it with my hands. Oh my God. That is miraculous.
What makes the mold rare? What's
It's
different
just
than
rarer.
the normal
It's
one?
got this, see that indented thing right there? That's a, whoa. Whoa. Need a little pick signature right there.
Oh God, wait, let's see
crazy.
it.
That's insane.
Jeez.
Dickey. That's a good Dickey too. A rare mold Dickey, Pioneer 1850 chemist, San Francisco. Early 1870s on that one. Whoa. Oh, and we can't forget about Little Dicky. You want to tell us a little bit about the Dickey bottles as well, Hammy?
Sure. First, maybe we should talk about what was in them,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know. They think it was just some kind of a cure-all or a medicine or something. It was actually creme de lis, which is French for lily cream. And it was a facial product similar to the Wakely's Cameline and the Hagen's Magnolia. It was basically a face whitener and a concealer. But what makes this one really unique, this one was multi-purpose. It also served as a tooth whitener and tooth preservative.
What?
Yeah, which is, I mean, like, oh, you can eat it too. Which on the other ones you couldn't, for like Wakely's Cameline and Hagen's Magnolia balm.
So it makes everything whiter.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. So
Would you technically call this bottle racist?
I'm not going there. But
Good idea.
the even the name Lily White, creme de lis, lis is French for lily. So you've got a white flower.
Ooh, a little French lesson.
Exactly.
Do you teach all the girls French? All right, let's see the bottles.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's start with the older one. So, well, this is the oldest one I have with me.
Okay.
This one is from probably the mid to late 1870s up to about maybe the early 80s.
Okay, and that's got an applied top.
Yeah.
Blown in San Francisco.
Yep, it's the one with the recessed circle with the dot on the base.
Got it.
Real Western glass.
Is that the typical color they come in?
Pretty much. They come in shades of blue, but there's also aqua and amber, aqua being the rarest. The amber one of this particular mold is actually pretty rare too,
Yeah,
but
I bet.
not as rare as the aqua.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So you want to see another bottle here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which one? Let's see the amber one. Yeah, so they come in a lot of colors, and the blue one that you see most often with the dot on the base and the recessed circle also comes in amber.
Wow.
And this is an amber one of those. And these are pretty hard to find, this particular mold
in
the
amber.
Yeah, it's the first of the ambers. And they come in applied top and tooled top. Very rarely seen with an applied top. This one here is a tool top. Next in the series, he goes back to blue again. And
Popular color.
the embossing is higher up on the bottle on this mold, and what really distinguishes it is different from the others is the base. It's got kind of a flat base with a sort of concave in the center.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Nice.
And these are also from the 80s, probably towards the mid to later 80s. And this one also comes in amber, which is quite hard to find. Harder to find in amber than in blue, just like the circle dot base one.
Weird.
And here's the amber version of the blue one with the flat base with the embossing higher up.
Got it.
See, it's got the same base.
Same base.
Yeah. Got the fatter writing. And after this one, all the amber ones after this one have the skinny writing, and they're newer, and some of them even have a narrower mouth, a narrower neck. George Dickey, he first come up with this product in 1865, but the earliest ads for the creme de lis is 1867.
Okay.
And
why does it say Pioneer 1850?
Yeah, he was actually in the city selling apothecary and stuff. In 1850 he started. He was in business with another guy named Hobson, and I think another guy named Dodge, and he was at 3rd and Market in an old wooden building. Not 3rd and Market, 3rd and Howard. Pretty early on during this product's run, another guy was pretty much running things. W.T. Wenzel.
Oh yeah, Wenzel.
Yeah. Which becomes apparent if you're a digger, because usually when you're digging up the Wenzel Jamaica ginger bottles, you're also digging up the Dickey bottles. Dickey actually left San Francisco in 1871, George Dickey, to take over his father's estate in Baltimore. His father had passed away.
Nice.
And by 1877, George Dickey was no longer with us. He died. Wenzel actually filed a patent with the state in 1873. So probably why there's some of the mold changes, and then there's the earliest one, which unfortunately we don't have an example to show you folks. We call it the Dickey without the Dickey. It just has the mortar and pedestal and says Pioneer 1850. And
that's killer.
That was probably the only bottle that...
You don't have one?
I don't have one anymore. Like a dummy, I sold mine a long time ago. That one with the mortar and pestle also comes in clear. I dug a clear one with a little hole in the shoulder many years ago.
Wow,
which
dude.
Most people aren't aware of. I think there's only one intact. That particular bottle, the stovepipe Dickey or the Dickey without the Dickey, as it's referred to both ways, that's probably the only bottle that Dickey himself maybe used. When Wenzel took over his affairs in 1871, there probably was some type of stipulation saying that the product had to have Dickey's name on it, because the Dickey name stayed on the bottle from about 71 all the way up to when the product ceased to exist sometime around 1915 or so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very thorough. Thanks.
So here's a really different oddball one that most people have never seen before. It's the one right after the stovepipe one, or the sometimes called the Dickey without the Dickey. BottleNed just found this one a few weeks ago, him and Triple P. This one dates from probably 69 to 71, or maybe 71, right when Wenzel took over. Because it's the first one to show up that has the word Dickey on it, and Chemist San Francisco. And what sets it apart from the other ones, it's got a recessed rectangular base, and it's got a wide flared mouth. It's probably Eastern blown.
Yeah, it looks like it. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like a Western bottle because it has some stain and scuzziness to it. The glass didn't hold up in the ground like the Western glass does.
These are very rare, very rare. I think I've only done 2 or 3, in the 45, 50 year period.
Hey, Hammy, you are a wealth of information. Thanks, dude.
Hey, no worries.
Hey, actually, speaking of that, like, do you know about my digging arm and why the hell it's swelling up like that on the elbow?
Ooh, wow, it is swollen, and it's all
Yeah.
red too.
What's up?
I don't know, man, I'm not a doctor, but the only thing I could advise you is when you're holding your dickie,
Yeah?
switch hands.
God damn it. Well, we've come to the end of our toxic waste trilogy. It couldn't have come too soon. I think my voice is like a lower decibel level for some reason right now, and I have some mild headaches, but other than that, I think I'm gonna be okay. I wanted to thank all my continuing support on Patreon. Having some trouble paying the rent this month, but we're gonna be okay. If anyone can help, once again, help me out, please. If you can't, I totally understand. I know what it's like to be broke, man, but following your passion, right? So that's what this show is all about, passion, obviously, in place of everything else, including personal safety. And here's some blooper reels for the end of this episode. Look forward soon to another episode where we're finding some super ancient, heavy Western bottles. Woo! See you guys.
Okay, 3, 2.
BottleNed here at a burnt out, derelict, abandoned factory site. Industrial waste, rusted, twisted metal, petrochemical products. The factories, and then the factories leach the chemicals into the ground. You got the picture? Old factories. So awkward. Whoa, we're behind the place where we just filmed the intro to this video. Oh my God.
Did someone say industrial decay? What is that harmful chemical?
Is that a bomb? I've seen enough 80s movies to know that that might be a bomb rigged to explode. Dude, have you ever seen Darkman? Darkman.
Smell it.
Oh, it's crystallized in there, dude. I don't like this. This is hella creepy and weird.
That is so heavy.
Nah, you just wait. Look at this mechanism. No idea what that is because I have a liberal arts degree from a college. So I have no idea what any of this is.
BottleNed here. Because these places used to be built on marshes and canals and shores.
So funny my hat fell off. Okay.
Now there's a ominous open door. Here you go. You can go first.
Watch your step.
Oh, it's a giant urinal. Nice. Dude. Hey, it's a fountain actually. Hey, go bathe in there. Okay. Back to the toxic waste.